My dear friends, my friend, let me remind you of something that life keeps teaching us in every season. Wisdom shows the way, but work makes the journey possible. You can have the best map in your hand, you can know every turn, every road, and every destination, but unless you put one foot in front of the other, you'll never reach where you're meant to go. Wisdom whispers in our heart, here is the path, here is the choice, here is the opportunity. But it takes work to rise early, to push forward, to endure the sweat and the struggle of the road. Too many people sit with great ideas, powerful dreams, and sound advice stored deep in their hearts. Yet they never move because work feels heavy. But remember this, the weight of work is always lighter than the weight of regret. Work is the companion that takes wisdom from silent knowledge to living achievement, and without it, the journey will always remain a dream. Think about it this way. Wisdom is like a compass pointing north, but a compass alone will never get you across the mountain. Work is the climb, step after step, through mud, through rain, through exhaustion, until the summit is under your feet. Wisdom tells us how to build strong families, but work is sitting down with your children, listening to them, guiding them, showing them by your example what love and responsibility look like. Wisdom teaches us the principles of financial stability, but work is waking up before the sun rises, committing to discipline, saving instead of spending, investing instead of wasting. Wisdom gives the vision, but work breathes life into the vision and paints it on the canvas of reality. The truth is simple yet powerful. Without work, wisdom remains a promise unfulfilled, and with work, wisdom becomes the road to victory. Now let's get personal. How many times have you known what to do, but held yourself back? You knew the right choice, the right action, the right step, but hesitation, fear, or comfort stopped you. That is where wisdom sat waiting, begging for work to join hands with it. Success doesn't come from knowing alone. Success comes from doing. It's not the book on your shelf that changes your life. It's the book you apply through your daily work. It's not the advice someone gave you years ago that makes the difference. It's what you chose to do with that advice. Wisdom is the light on the path, but without walking in it, the darkness of failure still surrounds you. Work is the difference between a dreamer who talks about possibilities and a doer who lives in the reality of accomplishment. Work is not punishment. It is the key that unlocks the treasure that wisdom has already revealed. And my friend, let me tell you this with all my heart. Life will never reward you for what you only knew. It will reward you for what you were willing to do with what you knew. The greatest leaders, the greatest achievers, the greatest builders of history didn't just have wisdom. They had the courage to put that wisdom into work. They acted when it was inconvenient. They moved when others stood still. And they kept going when others gave up. Work makes the impossible possible because it activates the wisdom that is already inside you. When you rise each day and put effort behind your knowledge, you start walking the very journey wisdom pointed you toward. And when wisdom and work unite, victory is not by chance, it is by choice. So remember this truth carved into the heart of life itself. Wisdom shows the way, but work makes the journey possible. And if you keep walking, you will reach the destiny meant for you. My friend, let me speak to your heart. Wisdom by itself is like a seed locked inside a shell. It has potential, it has promise, but unless you break the ground with work, that seed will never grow into a harvest. Work turns wisdom into victory. You can know every principle of success. You can memorize every lesson life has taught. But if your hands stay idle, your wisdom will remain nothing more than silent knowledge. Victory is never handed to us on a silver platter. It is earned by those who combine insight with effort, understanding with action, wisdom with work. Think of the heroes we admire, the champions we celebrate, the leaders we follow. They all possessed wisdom, but it was their relentless work that carved their victories. Without work, wisdom is a voice unheard, but with work, wisdom becomes a song of triumph echoing through generations. Picture a builder who holds blueprints for the most beautiful home. Those plans are wisdom, but unless bricks are laid, unless hammers strike, unless sweat is shed, no home will rise. Victory comes when the design of wisdom is built by the strength of work. The student may know the formula, the equation, the method, but unless hours of study are invested, the exam will defeat them. The entrepreneur may understand the market, the trends, the needs of people, but unless they work long nights, knock on doors, and face rejection with courage, their vision will die on paper. Victory doesn't fall into the lap of the wise. It comes to the wise who work. Work turns wisdom into victory because work proves that you value what wisdom has revealed. It shows the world that you're not just a thinker, but a doer, a fighter, a builder of dreams. Now think about your own life. Haven't there been moments when you knew the right step, but fear or laziness kept you from moving? That wisdom could have been your breakthrough, but without work, it slipped through your fingers. Victory isn't stolen from us by fate or by chance. It's lost when we fail to act. Work is the difference between wishing and winning. When you put your energy, your heart, and your persistence into what wisdom has shown you, the world begins to change. Every drop of sweat is a step toward victory. Every hour of discipline is a brick in the wall of success. Every sacrifice of comfort is an investment in tomorrow's triumph. Work transforms wisdom from a quiet guide into a roaring engine that drives you across the finish line. Victory bows to no one but those who work, and hear this truth loud and clear. Life will never crown you for what you merely knew, but it will crown you for what you worked to achieve. Wisdom gives you direction, but work gives you the crown. The greatest athletes, inventors, and leaders all had wisdom, but their victories came from the work they were willing to endure when others quit. Work is the fire that ignites wisdom into unstoppable momentum. Work is the muscle that carries wisdom across mountains. Work is the bridge that takes you from knowing to conquering. And when you combine wisdom with relentless effort, your victory is no longer a question of if. It becomes a matter of when. My friend, never forget this. Wisdom may open the door, but it is work that walks you through it. And on the other side waits the sweet taste of victory. Work turns wisdom into victory, and that victory can be yours.